Hi guys! Today we're going to look at how to improve movement when using the new input system and not have it start and stop so suddenly. We'll start with this scene that has an object that responds to player input and moves around the scene. We created this in the first video of our 2D top-down shooter series, so take a look if you want to know how it was done. Alternatively, you can download this project by supporting us on Patreon. All the relevant links can be found in the description. Okay, let's go to the script we created previously and look at how we can improve the movement. At the moment, we're getting the vector from the player input. We're then using this vector to set the velocity of the object. What we're going to do is smooth the movement input using Unity's Vector2 SmoothDamp method. This smoothly changes one vector to another over a period of time. For this, we'll need a new private Vector2 field to hold the smooth movement input. The SmoothDamp method also requires a Vector2 field to keep track of the velocity of the change, so we'll add a private field for this as well. Next, we'll go to the fixed update method. We'll add a new line in here to set the smooth movement input field. We'll use Vector2 SmoothDamp. For the first parameter, we'll pass in the current smooth movement input value. For the second field, we want to pass in the target value, which is the movement input value that comes from the player input. Then we need to pass a reference to the SmoothDamp velocity. This will get updated every frame and allows the SmoothDamp method to calculate the required changes correctly. Finally, we need to supply the time we want the transition to take. We'll set this to 0.1 seconds so it responds to changes in direction quickly. So this line will cause the smooth movement input vector to change to the value of the movement input vector in 0.1 seconds. For example, at the start of the game, both the movement input and smooth movement input vectors will be at 0. When the player presses the right arrow key, the movement input will have a value of 1 on the x-axis. The smooth movement input will then go from 0 to 1 on the x-axis over a period of 0.1 seconds. Now we have this smooth value, we'll use it when calculating the velocity instead of the movement input value. That's all the changes we need. Let's save the script and switch back to Unity. We'll press play to try it out. Now the movement is smoother and it doesn't stop and start so suddenly. Next, we'll make the game look a bit better by downloading some sprites we can use for the player. Let's stop the game and go to itch.io. We'll select Browse Games, Assets from the main menu. Then we'll enter Top-Down Shooter in the tags. We'll select this one called Top-Down Basic Set. You can find a link to this page in the description. Let's click Download. Consider donating if you find this asset useful, or you can skip straight to the Downloads page. We'll download the Officer RAR file. This is a compressed folder, so we need to extract it before we can use the files in Unity. To extract a RAR file, you may need to install some additional software. We're using 7-zip, and you can find a link to download this in the description. We'll go to the Downloads folder. Then we'll right-click the RAR file and select 7-zip and extract to a folder. If we open the extracted folder, we can see the various Sprite assets. Let's go back to Unity to make use of them. We'll go to the Assets folder in the Project panel. Then we'll click the plus button and add a new folder. We'll call this Sprites. Let's double-click the new folder to open it. Then in the Explorer, we'll go to the folder we extracted the Sprite files to. We can now drag the files into the Sprites folder in Unity. We just need the one called Officer Shoot Strip for now. We need to change a few of the import settings for this sprite before we can use it. Let's select it in the project panel to do this. You can probably see that the sprite contains multiple images of a police officer. To make use of a sprite with multiple images, we need to change the sprite mode to multiple. We'll click Apply to apply the changes. Next, we need to tell Unity how to split the sprite. We'll click on the Sprite editor. This opens a window where we can configure how the sprite is sliced. We'll click on the Slice button. Then for type, we'll select Grid by cell count. We'll set the number of columns to 6 as there are 6 images. Then we'll click Slice. We can see the sprite has now been split into 6 equal sections, with 1 image in each. Let's click Apply and close the window. If we look in the project panel, we can now see we have 6 sprites we can choose from. Let's assign one of these to the player. We'll select the player in the hierarchy. Then we'll drag the first officer's sprite into the sprite field in the inspector. We can see that the sprite has now been assigned, but it looks a bit small. We can fix this by going back to the sprite in the project panel. In the import settings, we can define how many pixels are in one unit in the game world. By decreasing this value, we can increase the size of the sprite in the game. We'll set it to 30 pixels and click Apply. The player now looks a more sensible size. Let's press play to try it out. Now it's starting to look a bit more like a proper game. Okay, that covers everything for this video. In the next video in this series, we'll look at how to make the player rotate to face the direction it's moving in. If you want to be alerted when this one is out, then subscribe and click the bell icon. If you have any questions or feedback on this video, then please let us know in the comments. A big thank you to all our patrons, we really appreciate you helping to support the channel. If you'd like to help and also get access to the source code, you can find details in the description. Thanks guys!